Hello and welcome to this segment of His Thoughts video. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank you all so much for the encouragement and for sharing the videos. That is so kind of you, and I appreciate all. And so today I'll be talking to you about why giving up is not an option. But first of all, how will you respond to someone who feels that he or she has failed to find meaning in life? What will you do if you're confronted with a situation where someone is about to take their own life just because they feel that they have not found their purpose in life? One thing I know for sure is that every one of us is on earth for a purpose. We were not created by accident. We have a gift. We have something to offer the world. We are all blessed with great gifts and talents. But how many of us give up after the first try and fail? How many people go out there and venture for the first time, and when things don't work their own way, they stop? How many people go out there when they face criticisms, they stop? So many. They are not patient. They stop and then they grab something else, and it doesn't work. They stop and grab something else, and it doesn't work. They stop. So just keep going round and round in circles because they are not patient. They are not determined. So I have a few scenarios. I just want to bring them to your attention to remind you about the steps of life. The very first one is your mom and dad coming together to have you. It started with dad going after mom to get mom as a wife or as the partner to have the baby. In my culture, getting married is a big process because the dad will have to come and ask for the woman's hand in marriage. He'll be presented with a list of things to buy. He'll be asked to go and see this auntie and this uncle. Be asked to go and see this grandmother and this grandfather. It's a step for him to finally get his wife. When he takes the wife home, it's a process for mom to conceive. We know that. After mom conceives, she has to go through that excruciating 9 months of pain, sometimes fevers, vomiting, and all and everything that comes with pregnancy. She has to endure all that. When it's time to give birth to you, she has to go through labor. And finally, when you are born, they have to start the process of nurturing you, of bringing you up from a newborn baby to a toddler, to an adolescent, to a teenager, and to an adult, and it goes on and on in steps. When you started school, how did you start? You started from nursery school to primary school to secondary school to college to university, and it goes on and on. Even when you go to look for a job, what do? You start by searching for that job. Then you fill the application form. If you are selected, you go for orientation, and it goes like that in steps. When a farmer also wants to sow his seeds, he just don't take the seeds and throw them in any bush anywhere. He starts by asking himself, where am I going to plant my seeds for this year? The next thing is to go to that farm and clear that farm and leave it to stay for approximately a month, after which he goes and prepares this farm for planting. And after he plants those seeds and leaves, there's no control that he has over the seeds. Why? Because he has no control. You and I have no control over the sun, neither do we have any control over the rain. We can't control these two things. All we do at this time is we have faith, we have hope, we believe that the God of nature will take over. That is what happens. And this also brings me to another story, which is a story about a tree called the Chinese bamboo tree. When this tree is planted, it doesn't germinate for 4 years. But what happens during these 4 years is that the planter has to continuously water it. He has to continue to nurture this tree, and that is a very difficult thing because within these 4 years, he's going to face ridicules, he's going to be laughed at, he's going to be mocked, you know. But what at the end of the day, it comes out in the 5th year, and it takes it only 5 weeks to shoot to 19 feet tall. It grows very quick, very it blossoms very, very fast. And so when I heard about the story, it reminded me so much about my writing journey. When I started writing, that was in 2005. I went through all sorts of discouragements. I had friends who analyzed to me why my dreams of writing were not valid. They had told me that I was not a celebrity, and so my books would not be read by anyone. They had told me that I was not good enough because I did business management in college. I didn't do modern letters. So they had all these reasons, lined up for me, to convince me that I should stop what I was doing. But I didn't stop because I was the one that heard that voice. I was the one that was given that dream. So I was not backing down. And I remember at some point I went to a brother of mine whom I thought was more enlightened. He's a doctor, and I told him about it, and he also joined the group. He laughed at me as well and said, "My sister, go to school, okay? Don't waste your time. Writing is not easy. You think it's easy, it's not easy. If it's easy, I would have written a book too. So just stop and go to school." And at that point, I thought, okay, probably this is a crazy dream. So I went to nursing school with the hope that when I finish from nursing school and start making all the good money, the dream will leave me alone. But then I realized even while I was in class there that it wasn't about money, it was about something else. And so I continued to nurture my dreams. I had more than 50 rejection letters from traditional publishers, which at some point became very good rejection letters because they gave me very good reasons, which made me to learn so many valuable lessons. But I had so many discouragements, and in 2012, I continued to dream. And at this time, I stopped dreaming and I decided to take action. And that was when I took a giant leap of faith and stepped out there and got published. Within just 2 weeks on Amazon, the book one rose to the bestsellers list in three categories. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't do anything. I was still sitting there wondering what I was going to do to promote those books. I was still looking at how I could hire a PR person to help me promote those books. But God's favor took over. So, why did I say this story to you? It's not to impress you, but to impress upon you what you can do if you put your trust in God. The First Label series has gone global. It's all over. It's just going. It just keeps going out there. Not because I listened to the voices of my dream killers, but because I listened to God's still small voice. Today, the First Label series has helped so many girls. It has freed so many girls from the shackles of low self esteem. Girls and women are stepping out of the shadows and taking their rightful places as the world changes they are. Many girls are stepping out of the shadows of victimization into a whole new light because of those stories in that book. Many readers are stepping out and finding their purpose in life. Many potentials are being unleashed because I listened, because I had faith, because I believed in myself and I believed that the God of nature will take over. So you also have dreams. Go out there. But when you go out there, remember that you don't set out to build a wall. Rome was not built in a day. You take it one step at a time and you lay one brick after the other. That's how you do it. You eventually get there. Set out like the sower. When he set out to plant his seeds, some fell on patches of rocks. Some fell in thorns, but some of those seeds fell on fertile soil and produced crops. That is how you do it. And so remember that it's not everyone that is going to cheer you on. It's not everyone that's going to encourage you. And first of all, it's not everyone that even wish you had that dream, let alone give birth to those dreams. You have to know all of these things, you know. So what you do is to believe in your own self, believe in God, believe that your dreams are valid, and don't let that dream be killed by dream killers. So a take home I have for you today is to know that life is full of so many beautiful things. The world is filled with so many beautiful things that you have not yet seen. Don't shut yourself from the opportunity of seeing them all. Life is like a big old novel filled with great life lessons that cannot be found in any classroom. Some of those chapters are sweet, some are excellent, some are bitter, unfortunately, but that is something called life. But if you sit and dwell on the bitter side of life, if you sit and dwell on your past, it will stop you from flipping the pages to see what is in store for you. So I encourage you to continue forging forward in life, to continue limping forward in faith, to continue flipping the pages of that book to see what is in store for you. You know, there are so many seasons in life. We have so many seasons in life, but no season is going to ever last forever. So, no matter how long the winter takes, springtime is sure to follow. You have to believe that life gets better as we go along. And our past does not determine the final outcome of our lives, neither does our present situation does. Leap out in faith. Believe, trust, be determined. That is what is going to take you to your destination. Keep aside fears and defeat. Keep aside all the discomfort. Arm yourself with courage today to face all your challenges. You know, the take home I have for you is to limit your distractions. Leave all the pity parties away. Pull yourself together and take ownership of everything about your own life. You know, stop blaming others and take full control. Take full responsibility to take yourself from where you are now to where you want to be in life. You hold a key to your unfolding future. You hold that key. And it doesn't matter how many times life has knocked you down. What matters is that you can still get up. You can still make it in life if you put your trust in God. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you're blessed today. My name is Marie Claire Kuja. Bye for now.